Hello, my name is Andrea Herrera, and today I'm going to be talking about how to pass an AP class or an AP course. Before we begin, we first have to understand the exceptions. An AP class is composed or has an AP test each year. Okay, an AP test is a college level test which is created by the College Board, and if you don't know who the College Board is, those are the creators of the SAT, and the SAT is a really high tests, which is like the ACT, and you might have heard of them because these are really important really important tests which are needed for scholarships, universities, colleges, and 97% of these universities and colleges require this test in order for high admissions and so on forth. The first step, and really important, AP classes are not they are difficult, but they're not impossible. So keep that in mind. Okay, the first step is to have breakfast and sleep. If you don't have breakfast and sleep, it will be difficult on you. A lot of people think that if you don't eat or sleep does not affect the way that you will learn or anything. It's not going to have a negative or high positive or anything, but trust me, it will. I've actually had this happened to me. I've usually slept for 1 hour and it's affected me. I haven't had breakfast and it's affected me because I'm just constantly thinking about food, or my head hurts because I haven't had enough sleep, and it's going to affect you. You won't concentrate on your homework, you won't concentrate on the assignment, you won't concentrate on the test, and it's going to be really hard. And actually a teacher actually told me this because I have AP Calculus and AP Statistics, so I have 2 math classes today in my senior year, and it's really hard if I try not to sleep. So I try to sleep and stay on time with my schedule and tasks in order for this to be beneficial and so I can learn. Okay, the second step is to attend class. If you don't attend class, if you're not going to attend class, don't even sign up for an AP class. Trust me, it's going to be really difficult. You're going to be wasting your professor's time, you're going to be wasting your time, and it's not really going to work out because some of these classes are actually free depending on some schools that you go to, and these are college level classes. Your teachers will not treat you like you're in kindergarten or first grade, so you must attend your classes. And some classes or some schools actually let you miss some classes actually let you miss like 2 days or 5, just depending on your professor or teacher. Actually, I can't miss 2, I can only miss 2 days, and that is for medical, beneficial, or personal, or even school business. I can only miss 2 days per 9 weeks or semester. I have to look into that, but I'm pretty sure it's 9 weeks, only 2 days, and I have to try to make sure to not miss. Either if you get sick, either if you go to school business, they don't care. Professors will not really care. So try to stay on task with that. And the third step is become familiar with your environment. By becoming familiar, all I mean is like you can walk inside a classroom on the first day or right now, depending, and try to sit in the nearest front row. It usually helps, trust me. I try to sit in the front row usually, and if I can't, sit like in the sides, but try to face the bulletin board because it will help. You can understand better and you'll have your focus in the center. If you sit in the back, you can focus, but you're going to be looking around. There's going to be distractions, or your brain won't process information well, and it's more difficult for me personally to learn. So try to just sit in the front if you can. It's called the T-zone, in the center area facing the bulletin board or the front. Just try if you would like to pass. Okay, the fourth step is know your professor. By knowing your professor, you can understand what they require from you, what they expect from you, what they want you to know, what they want you to do, how you should act in that class. Well, you should know how to act, but what you should know, how to do certain things that they want you to. And if you know your professor, they can help you. Actually, some professors are actually, or some teachers are actually really nice if you get to know them. I know a lot of students think that some professors are like rude in college or often like major universities, or like some of these professors don't like to joke, but some professors are actually nice. I actually know some from some universities, and they're not rude. And teachers from the high school, they're not all rude, but some of them do depend and others don't. It just depends. Oh, and if you know your professors or teachers, you can know their free time or tutoring time or when their hours of offices or their office hours are available, so it can help you. Like, if you don't understand a question, don't be afraid to ask it in class. And if you don't like to ask questions in class, or if your professor doesn't like to be interrupted during a lecture, try to ask them the question after school, or not after school, or after class, or during their office hours, if they would like to know, if they would like you to, or if they can, so it can really help you. And it does kind of actually help you if you know your professor's hours time, because he or she could sit with you. You can learn the material better, and it will help you. Okay, the fifth step is purchase a textbook. If you purchase a textbook, actually, and if it's the summer, if you purchase a textbook, it might help you recap the information before the class begins. Like, actually, I have this calculus book. This is my book. My teacher she gave out books as well, but I bought the book before or during the summer so I could study, and it actually has helped me so I can understand. Oh, and if you're going to be in any AP classes, you should know there's a lot of work, and textbooks are like this big of length. They're not skinny books. What is this book called? Look Inside Cross-Section Ships. Okay, but the books are really, really thick, and they're not easy classes, but they're not difficult if you put your effort into it. Okay, the sixth step is try to take notes. Taking notes is very important, especially in those history classes, English classes, math classes. You can even take notes for math, depending on, it's not just equations, but you can take notes on class, like what your teacher says or whatever, and it will help you. Because some of those teachers like to throw in like surprise quizzes or surprise tests without letting you know. And if you know the material better by taking notes, you'll be prepared, hopefully, if you review your notes. And you can try different strategies on taking notes. You can highlight it. You can use highlighters, color pencils, pens, notes, flashcards, whatever you prefer. Like, I personally like to grab highlighters or colored ink pens and try to write in different notes for statistics, and I try to memorize it that way, so that way if my teacher does in fact try to throw a quiz or anything, because we have to read off the chapters and take quizzes, I'll be prepared. Okay, try to keep that in mind. Seventh step is have a study group. A study group is where a lot of students gather from that certain course, and you can try to understand the subject better. And if you do have a study group, try not to have a study group 2 or 3 days before the day the test comes or anything, because it's not going to work. Try to have the study group at least 1 week before, or maybe even 2 weeks before, so that way you can process information and various of your friends will try to learn. And by actually having a study group, you and your partners or your classmates, students or peers, can actually review your questions and see your information. Oh, like, this person might have gotten 2 pi over 3, this person might have gotten 4 pi over 3, and they might have gotten complete answers, but that doesn't mean one is right or one is wrong. But you can compare questions, see where you went wrong, see who went wrong, and if you don't get it, you can go to your professor, like in high school, a teacher, and they can help you figure it out. But having a study group does not mean you have to cheat or anything, because cheating does not help you or get anywhere. It's going to be difficult if you cheat, because by the time you're giving a test or a quiz, you will fail, and it's not beneficial. So, and if you don't like being in a study group, like I said, you can go to your tutoring or your office hours for your professor, the office hours of a professor, and they can actually help you. Some professors or teachers are actually nice enough to let you have it. or let you have that time with them so you can understand and develop your questions and try to understand what you're lacking on or what you don't understand. Okay, the 8th step is do your work and eliminate distractions. By eliminating distractions, I mean if you have work or an assignment due on that day and don't try to think on your cell phone, don't try to think of your homework. Don't try to think of television, don't try to think of anything that distracts you from your main center of the assignment. Try to be focused on that. And just because some teachers like to give the assignment on Monday and the assignment is due on Wednesday, don't wait at Tuesday night and try to do that assignment, because it will come and it will be cramped and you're going to struggle and you're going to be sleeping late. We're going to go back to the process, and if you sleep late, everything is chaotic, or it becomes a chaos, so it's very hard. So try to do your work if you can. Just try to be on that center of focus. And the last step is prepare for the test. By preparing for a test, that is like 25% of your assignment. That is 25% of your grade for that class. Prepare for your test. You can prepare for your test by taking notes, using your assignments that if your professor or teacher gives them back after grading them. It really does help. I've actually had my first calculus test last Friday, and it actually helped me by using Flex or tutoring, preparing for the test, and using my old assignments. It's actually very beneficial by preparing for the test, and it will be what you have to cover. So if you don't prepare for a test, you're going to fail and you're not going to understand the material and you'll fall behind. And by the time, and if that, some teachers actually let you review and do the test, that is magnificent. But if not, you're going to be stuck with that 36 or that low grade, and the new test is going to come in the way, and you're not going to know what you're doing, and you're going to be lost, have a low grade, and it starts to fall down behind. You're going to have low sleep, not know anything. You probably have to fall behind on notes and everything, and it's chaotic and you can't do it. So try to keep all of these tips that I have mentioned in mind. Thank you very much for listening to this video and for your time. Thank you very much. Bye.